Well, for women over the age of 40, the physical, emotional, the changes, perimenopause, menopause, it's a big challenge. It influences your energy, your mood, your weight, and your long-term chronic disease risk. Registered dietitian Andrea Hallwegner joins us this morning with some nutrition strategies to ease the symptoms. And the symptoms go from here to here, and today it's this, and tomorrow it's that. But some constants are mood fatigue.
And it can happen for like a decade for us women. It's not an easy like kaboom, and we go through menopause and it's an easy piece. So
no,
we're in it for the long haul.
We are in it for the long haul. So having a strategy with nutrition can help to ease some of those symptoms.
Well, and there's no quick fixes. I wish we could just wave the magic nutrition and say, here's the menopause diet, it's going to take care of things. But what we know can really help is at least trying to sustain our energy and our blood sugar to help with our mood, help with some of the cravings that can happen for more sweets and savory types of foods, more emotional eating, when we might be struggling with more anxiety, depression that are common through menopause. And so you want to think about always combining carbs and protein together. I always say marry the two. They like one another.
And so what does it do rather than having them separately? What does the combo do?
Okay, so if you think about carbohydrates coming from your fruits, your veggies, sweets, grains, starchy types of foods, they go into the bloodstream quick as sugar. And then about an hour or two later, they're gone. And so if we don't pair those with some protein coming from, I've got fish, nuts, cheese, milk, seed butter, peanut butter, something like that, to really slow down those carbohydrates. We get these like roller coaster rides of our energy, and that influences our mood big time.
Well, and you're already on a roller coaster ride, so anything that you can do to sort of lower the highs and the lows is going to be a good one. Weight gain, so common.
It is, and I know women really struggle. We see lots of women in our practice saying like, what's going on? I'm not eating anymore. I haven't changed my activity. So our metabolism slows 5 to 10% per decade. And this starts in our 20s, 30s, this evolution. And it's partly because we're losing muscle mass as women. So the more you can do to keep muscle on the body, particularly weight-bearing activity, strength training, massively important to keep muscle because muscle elevates the metabolism. It's truly the only way you can rev up the metabolism or that rate we're burning energy to give us a little more flexibility with food. Otherwise, what we see is if our activity and our nutrition is the same, we tend to see women put on a little bit of weight. And keep in mind that I think we have to be provide ourselves with some grace as women because our body is going to change. There's nothing you're fundamentally doing wrong. Our body is going to change. And just because we put on a few pounds doesn't mean that it actually is a risk for our health. So we also have to look at that as well.
It sure can be a risk for when you look in the mirror, but you have to come to terms with that. That's a different kind of thing. And we can be very low in supplements of certain things, vitamin D, B12.
Yeah, and calcium. So if you're over 50, we need 1,200 milligrams of calcium a day. So that's like, a cup of milk or a calcium fortified soy or almond milk. It contains about 300 milligrams of calcium, or 3/4 cup of yogurt, or 1.5 ounces of cheese. So we need probably close to 3 of those a day to hit at least that type of calcium intake, among what we're also going to find in almonds and greens and these types of things. So it's often really important to just really work with a dietitian, your doctor, on really making sure your calcium and your vitamin D is high.
Okay.
Vitamin D is really important for calcium absorption. So typically we like to see women on a
Take
vitamin D and calcium supplement quite often. At least the D is for sure a supplement. And then vitamin B12, our absorption of how we utilize vitamin B12 in our over 50s, 60s, 70s, it goes down. So we typically need a B12 supplement that's usually found in an age-appropriate multivitamin to make sure that we've got a little extra coming into the body as well.
We had some blood work after the whole surgery thing and found out I had 0 B12.
Yeah.
So my doctor said,
probably felt lousy.
Okay, let's try and fix that. And it wasn't a quick fix, and it wasn't a, wow. But all of these things in combination can help to sort of level things out a little bit and make things a bit more tolerable, because it can be irritating. You can find yourself being irritated, anxiety, depression, mood, energy, all of it. So taking a look at this nice fresh table and putting combinations together with the supplements can help.
Can help. And if I can give you a quick tip, because what we see women need more of is they need to eat more vegetables. Almost everybody, they need a little bit of love. So giving yourself a couple of rules of thumb, I call it the 2x2 rule. Have 2 different types of vegetables twice a day to really make sure that plate is full of this. And that helps with that calorie shift that we're going to need to make as we age if we want to maintain sort of our current weight, just to get a little bit more of that stuff on the plate.
Okay, 2x2. 2 different vegetables twice a day. Yeah. Sounds like that's doable, isn't it? Sounds like it's doable. Andrea, thank you. Healthstandnutrition.com is the website for more information on anything nutrition-wise is going to help you.